And why you gave it to him? I gave that to you because men only get flowers when they pass away once in their life.
Yeah, this gonna do it. This is gonna do it.
Men didn't stop approaching women because they got weak. They stopped because women got rude. Today, if a man says hello, he risks getting an eye roll, a disgusted face, or a dramatic reaction like he did something wrong. And some women act offended just because the man who approach isn't their type. And instead of saying no thank you, they react like he insulted them. And men are tired of being shamed for being respectful. Most guys are not scared of rejection, they are scared of humiliation. They don't want to be laughed at, recorded, or embarrassed on purpose. So good men don't approach anymore not because they don't want to, but because they don't want to be treated like trash for being polite.
Please, please, please stop asking women out to coffee dates. I'm Carly. Welcome to the Baddie Academy. We do not like it. We get really offended because in modern times, if somebody asks you to coffee, it usually means they're not serious about you. So if you are serious about a woman, please ask her to dinner. Doesn't need to be extravagant. Just ask her to dinner. There's one exception. If she suggests going to coffee first or suggests it after you say dinner, then it's okay. But please don't ask somebody that you actually want to date to go on a coffee date with you.
Guys, I just went out with my brother and our two guy friends, and I was the only girl. And honestly, for like the first time ever, I kind of witnessed like the negative energy and like the nastiness of like certain girls, which is weird because I'm not like that. Like, if a guy approaches you, first of all, we need to respect the fact and like understand like how hard it is to approach women, how much it takes to actually approach someone. Like, it takes a lot of balls. And whenever a guy has approached me, even if I'm not interested, I always like show up with kindness because first of all, that took balls, and second of all, like, it all depends on how you approach me, right? And like your attitude and your energy. And I just feel like I really saw a lot of girls really just be nasty straight up. I had some girl who was actually pretty, but her personality was whack because she was over here like, I don't have a name. We don't have a name. Like, ew, that's so that just gave me the ick. That's nasty personality. Like, you can be pretty, but if your personality is like that, automatic no. That was so weird. I literally witnessed that and I was like, ain't no way you're being like, I don't have a name. I don't have a name. Like, be nice. Be nice. Okay, sometimes guys just want to compliment you and tell you they look good and walk away. Like, it's never that deep. It's never that creepy. Like let a guy talk to you for a minute and hear them out. Like, I've always just been respectful, being like, I'm not interested, but really appreciate it. And that's it. Like, don't ever be that girl. If you see this, you were something else. Also, this was at Yucca Bar, so if you see this, yeah, that was not cute of you. Bye.
Why do people get on here and act like men and women sleeping together is like a one-person thing? Like, it only pleases the man. Like, the woman, who wants to sleep with men? Most of the time, when a man and a woman is sleeping together, it's because they both consensually want to get pleasure. Most of the time, unless it's some crazy situation. And you guys acting like it's only favoring the man is low-key misogynistic.
For decades, women have been manipulating men with sex with this sort of understanding that she's speaking about in the video, with the understanding that men get everything out of sex and women get nothing, so I must barter and get something else. I mean, you've heard for decades how wives will say, oh, if you want some on your birthday, you got to do this. Or if you want some this weekend, make sure you do this. It's always like, because I'm giving you sex, then that means I need to get something in exchange, as if she's not getting out something out of the sex. But more and more men are waking up to this fact. You can't give sex away so freely that women have been doing since the sexual revolution, and then turn around and pretend like you aren't getting something out of it too. But that is running out, or that scenario is running out and is wearing thin.
Men don't know how to take rejection. Not at all. I told you how I really wasn't interested no more because I like a family-oriented man, and I'm not gonna settle for nothing less than that. And I don't like a man who just meets you and is mad pushy. Like, bro, calm down. Calm down. The looks gotta match the personality. And that's just bottom line. I like a little dominant, aggressive, straight up type of man. But you gotta be fine. Like, and that really wasn't my type. Not my thing. So I already wasn't feeling the looks, but I'm not feeling the looks. That already goes left. So he texted me today, and he's like, come join me. I'm like drinking wine, chilling in bed or something like that. Mind you though, I'm in Boston, he's in New York, so he's just, playing, but I don't even play like that. So I was like, I'll never join you, because like I don't want to get you the wrong message, period. It's not my thing. I'm like, never would happen. He's like, are you coming to New York next week? Which I did say I was gonna go to New York next week, but I was just like, I don't think I really know if I like this vibe, real respectful. He's like, I'm gonna make it easy for you. I'm not interested no more. I said, best decision, babe, because I'm really not feeling it. Here you go. Oh, you're a baby mama. I was already struggling with that. Boy, you didn't have to struggle. I never hit you up. Every time you hit me up, you call me, and I'm not interested. And I give you the I'm not interested vibe. Like, what are you struggling with, babe? But I keep it respectful, and I'm like, no problem, love. I really wasn't feeling the vibe, so we honestly could just make it easy, like you said, have a good holiday. And I instantly went and removed him from every platform. I think I only had him on Instagram.
I don't know why this is striking me. Slow. Just not 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 mentally impaired. Not mentally impaired, but definitely not all there. I'm I know she's being serious, and I'm serious too. I feel like this is a conversation that could be a real one, but it could also be a conversation that she's literally having with herself. Like, not in her dreams. Like, this is not this could be something that she's dreamt about. But it could be also something like, how you talk to yourself, and you kind of like, when something happens to you and you're like, oh man, and da 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 da, and they talk to me like this, and I'm gonna tell you something if you do that to me. You know how you do that, and we've all done it. I think you kind of talking to yourself. That's kind of what this sounds like, but like with the touch of crazy added onto it.
It's so funny because men love calling you during call hours. They love calling you during call hours, and when it's time to call, they're all for it. But when I do this, I don't know. I think either like an earthquake happened, the world start ending, something happened. Y'all be all for it until I do this. Is you okay?
Are you okay? You're the one who's out here wanting to get money in exchange for the intercourse you gave away for free. So what are you talking about? That's called prostitution, ma'am. And then secondly, maybe you don't know the definition of a call. A call is a person you're not really trying to be seen with. That means you don't value the person. So why in the hell would that person now send you money? Calls are now expecting money. What is happening to modern women? And then thirdly, why are you allowing yourself to be a call in the first place?
These modern women, I'm begging you, stop talking. Y'all are not... Guys, come on, man. Please. I'm begging you to quit doing what you're doing.
You know what's patriarchal propaganda? The idea that women go on dates for free food. We can literally barely organize dinner dates with our friends. No woman is going on a date with a crusty man and sitting at dinner with him for 3 hours for a plate of $20 pasta.
I'm wishing bad on Cardi B's relationship. First off, referring to it as a relationship is a stretch. Which brings me to my next point. I don't support stupidity. I'm a grown woman. All right, when you bring me something, you need to make it make sense, because otherwise I'm not going to entertain it. This ain't no different than real life scenarios when you got that one homegirl who messing with a dude who you know is a dog. Everybody know he a dog. Every time she come to you about him, it's always bad stuff. They in a situationship. It's not even really no real foundation on the situation. But yet she come and tell you stuff like, oh, I'm pregnant. We doing this, we doing that. And you can't be but so happy because you know there's no real foundation to what her and him are doing. Versus that other friend who been in a long-term relationship with her man. You ain't never really heard nothing bad about him. And she come and tell you about being engaged. She tell you about being pregnant. You can actually be happy for her because you actually can see a future in them two working out. Versus that other friend. It's like, as a friend, a real friend, because a lot of y'all ain't no real friends, you just flunkies, you just yes men. But when you truly are somebody's friend, or you truly do care about somebody, you wouldn't be wanting to set them up for failure. And if you've already seen red flags in a person, and you know that this person is problematic, it's a little bit hard to be optimistic and think that that person is going to be a better person than they obviously already been. And they presently still that person, right? They got multiple baby mamas coming out every other week about being pregnant. And somehow you think as a grown woman, somebody's supposed to be in support of that. Not to mention the person who just gave birth is still married to her husband, right? I'm not going to support foolishness, right? But that's the difference between a grown woman and a bird brain. Y'all birds like to support anything that's degenerate, goofy, and stupid. Grown women, we don't move like that. Everything got to make sense. And that's the reason why y'all life is the way it is, which is chaotic and a mess. And the reason why us grown women, our lives are in order and we have purpose. I hope this cleared up for you, but I don't ever wish bad on real relationships. I'm continuously reposting, sharing real black love because I love to see love, but I never support stupidity and foolishness.
There's been more than a few times I think men wanted to Danish deception my ass. And honestly, the only reason I wasn't deceived was because I have a strict no helping men policy. I got this from another creator on this app. Please tag her below if you know who I'm talking about. But she said something to the effect of, there is nothing in this world that a grown man needs your help with as a woman. Also, I wanted to add this. In my intro level psychology class, one of the first things I learned is that tall men are deemed as more trustworthy than shorter men. Also, more attractive people are deemed as more trustworthy. This man was a tall, attractive, blonde-haired, blue-eyed man with all the privileges that exist in this world.
So I looked into this Danish deception thing, and it's really what a lot of modern women are trying to do. Basically, this woman, I think, if I remember correctly, tried to get with a Dutch or something like that, dignitary, whoever, whatever it was. She tried to get with him. He was pretty good looking, well-to-do. Well, he's a dignitary, so he's like royalty. And so she tried to get with him, thinking everything was going great. And long story short, it wasn't. It wasn't great. All of y'all are trying to live that dream, whether it's in Sweden, Finland, America, China. It really doesn't matter. It seems like all of y'all have the same mindset to where y'all are thinking y'all are going to marry a rich man. And time again, statistics prove this is not going to happen. So at this point, you and that other woman, y'all, for the most part, are your own downfall.
Can somebody please do this with instructions, because I have this ratchet strap, right? And I did it the way that I know, but then it got stuck and I couldn't get it to release, and I had to use pliers to release it, so I figured that can't be right. And then I went on YouTube and it's all a bunch of guys that are like, and that's how you do it. And nobody is explaining I need to know.
First off, excuse the messy garage. That was getting cleaned up.
Yes, madam, the fact that you weren't able to maintain your lawnmower is secondary to the garage that wasn't even messy to a mild degree.
After I got done mowing. But I originally took this video because I was going to be like, I don't need a man. I can do this on my own. After 2 hours of struggling, I ran to Walmart. I did an oil change. I had to go get more gas. I pulled that thing probably 50 to 60 different times and could not get it to start. I was sweating. I was tired. I was getting so frustrated. So I texted my ex-husband. I was like, is there a trick? I cannot get this to work. Like, I was getting so frustrated with myself because I know how to start a mower. Like, I've started one before.
It's insane how she thinks she's entitled to her ex-husband's help after she divorced him. She won't allow him any peace in life because she's too inept to operate a lawnmower, and it's unfair to him.
And then 10 minutes later, I'm sitting here. I came inside. I gave up, and I saw him pull in. Now, to be completely honest, things have not been great between us. I'm not going to go into details, but we've had a lot of disagreements about things, and we're just in kind of a rough patch. I don't think we'll stay in it. Things will get better eventually, but that's just divorce. That's co-parenting. But I was to the point, I thought, this mower's broken. I'm going to have to get another one, but I can't do it tonight because it's getting a little bit too late.
It takes a lot of nerve to ask the ex-husband you're constantly badgering to come over to the house and solve your mechanical problems as if you're still married to him. That's messed up on so many different levels.
So I was going to go spend money on a new lawnmower, and then I was going to have him take the boys on a night that I was supposed to have with them so I could actually mow. But instead, he came down, helped us both out. I mowed. He still got to go down and spend time with the boys. This is how co-parenting should be, in my opinion. He probably didn't want to come help me out. I did not want to ask him for help.
I'm guessing they forgot they said that they didn't need a man. And I guess what they're figuring out is when the rubber meets the road and you actually find out that you're not as strong. What'd she say? She tried to start the lawnmower. She probably pulled that thing maybe 50, 60 times. Oh, it's not as easy as you like to say it was.
Every time I go on a date with an American guy, he tells me, I will never date American women. I start thinking, why American women are so evil? Nobody wants to date them. What's wrong with them? I know what's wrong. They have high standards and they want to go to third world countries. They want to seduce girls with a $100 bill and a pack of bread. Just want her to serve him for this. Because these girls, they don't know that people can make $10,000 a month in the States. That $100 for him is nothing. It's a chocolate pie with Milky Way. And they exercise their power on people who are less fortunate in life because of their government and their economy. And every time I hear that from an American man, I say, ooh, you know what? I think it's time. I need to feed my cat. Bye-bye then.
I mean, I think that's a very ignorant thing to say, but let's go with your narrative just quickly. Because even if they decided, you know what, I think I would rather hitch up with a man. I think I would rather tie my wagon to a man. Let him drive it. Oh, he's only coming over with $100 and a pack of bread. How about I just find one of the guys that I like and take the $100 and the pack of bread and be happy? Oh, and by the way, I take his $100. He says, there's more where that came from. Where? This guy's giving me bread. He's giving me money. This guy must be a good guy. Let me see. Oh, we went out on a date. He is actually a good guy. Shoot, we went out on another date. He's a good guy on that date too. I talked to my mother. I talked to my father. I talked to my family about him. They all like him. Hey, he wants to move to the States. Mama, Dad, what do you think about that? I think it's dangerous, so I think you might need to be careful. He says, hey, how about y'all come along? Okay, yeah, we'll all go to the States together. Interesting. Hey, why don't we go back and visit your homeland? Why don't we get a house down there so we can go back and forth? We'll live over there for maybe part of the year. Maybe we'll stay over there. You see how this could work out in their favor? There's a lot of men, once again, that stay overseas. They'll go overseas, and instead of coming back to America, they'll stay over there. Because they just get acclimated to the way of life. There's a lot of things that they might miss about America, but not enough to come back. Women do it too. I know this one woman, well, she's married. I can't remember. She's an influencer. They went over to, I think, Dubai. She ain't talking about trying to come back. We want to raise our kids over here. So sometimes they go different places and they decide, I'm good where I'm at. Why are y'all continuing to hate? Oh, because a man is trying to do this and trying to pray. No, he's not. He's going over there. Now, some men do, to be fair. But some of these brothers are going over there and saying, man, I'm tired of American women, the type of culture. I'd rather go down to a different country and see what I can find, see where I'm at. And sometimes they don't even have to go to a different country. Some of the ladies are already over here and they just go to a part of town to where they meet them and they get married to them and they acclimate to their family and vice versa. And they live happily ever after with somebody. Now, that's not saying it's not perfect, but you know, they live happily and they make things work with somebody who has not adopted the Western mindset, the mindset of never being happy about things, which it seems like you've adopted. And now you're over here talking foolishness and you won't leave people alone.
I told him, I said, you're not going to find better than me, but you might find better for you.
Just another day in the office. Your discretion is advised.
You're talking about, I don't even know what that means. You don't got to know. Pray on it. But I'm letting you know right now, you're not going to find better than me, but you might find better for you. But it's not going to be better than me.
The saying is, you're not going to find better than me, but you will find something that is better for you. I'm noticing a pattern here. There are some women that like sayings, even if it doesn't make any sense, but as long as it sounds cool. Because if you don't think about what she actually said, it sounds pretty cool. Like, oh man, yeah, you ain't gonna find better than her. But when you think about it, what if everybody had that mindset that no one's actually better than anybody? Everybody's kind of the best option. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And the reason for that is you don't get to dictate what's better than you in someone else's eyes. He's leaving that relationship. If he finds someone that he deems to be better than you, then so be it. You have zero control over that. And I know a lot of y'all like to make yourselves feel special by saying that you are always the best option to choose from. But if you truly were, you would have those healthy, functioning relationships with whatever guy you deem to be valuable. The fact that you even had to tell him that lets me know that you are not a great option. It's just not happening. Good people don't have to tell people that they're good people. You experience it with them. You know that up front. But you know what? Maybe this is just some girl logic shit that men aren't supposed to understand. I'm just begging y'all to not make this shit a trend because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Y'all keep the change.
I like that he said this because a lot of modern women say this type of stuff and it's just a coping mechanism. You're not his type. You're not for him. You weren't a good person. Period. End of story. Well, you might find somebody, but she ain't gonna be better than me. She is. She is. She actually is. What's that woman's name that Travis Kelce was going out with? She was, I can't remember her name, basically. But then he got with Taylor Swift. And here she is. And here people are, oh man, I would have kept this, so and so with such and such. Maybe. Does Taylor Swift have some ideologies that I don't agree with? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't listen to any of her music. She's not my vibe. None of that. But if we're comparing you, who has no money, who really has looks, to somebody who is pretty good looking, relatively, maybe not the best in the world, but pretty good looking, has money, has status. Who do you think is going to win that outcome? 9 times, let's give you a chance, 8 times out of 10. Who do you think is going to win that outcome there? This is what that reminds me of. Oh, you might find somebody else. I found somebody else, but they're not going to be better than me. Taylor Swift is not better than you. She won't say that, but come on.
It says that you're worth $350 million.
Not exactly that one, but yeah.
I had to let a little off. Yeah. I had to cut the bill off. Yeah, but if we be real though, yeah, no, I will never feel nice. I said they jumping the gun, yeah, like I do it for fun. You act like you do it for real, but no, you just not want to run, so you never could come. Inside of this blood that we run, inside of this world we run, we do it for us. No, I'll fuck with one of them at all, won't fuck you at all. No, I'm picking the call.
I don't think I can do this anymore, you guys.
Ladies,
Even on a day of giving thanks, boy, these think pieces do not stop. View discretion is advised.
if you decided to go 50-50 with a man and now you guys are happily married or engaged and you're paying 50% of the bills, he's paying the other 50, but somehow you found yourself in the kitchen this holiday doing 100% of the cooking and cleaning, congratulations, babe, you've been scammed.
And scene. Fellas, if you go 50-50 with your woman and now you guys find yourself happily married or happily engaged, and at any point in time in your relationship, you find yourself doing 100% of any maintenance for the cars in a relationship, congratulations, you've been scammed. You know how stupid that sounds? Why can't women want to do things for their men? I know so many women that take pride in going in that kitchen and taking care of business, making sure everybody gets fed properly and that they enjoy the meal. It gives them some kind of joy. But you, on the other hand, say, oh, no, they must be scammed. How? Why? What is y'all issue with people that go 50-50? At some point in time, you're going to have to do 100% of something. At some point in your relationship, it's going to happen. And so just because she decided to get in the kitchen and take care of business and make a wonderful meal for her family, she's been scammed? The projections on some of you, I just don't understand it. If you are so happy, if you know that, oh, I'm not going 50-50 with nobody, I ain't got to deal with none of that, why can't you just do that in peace? Why can't you allow the people that do want to go 50-50 to do their own thing in peace? Why must you get on here and make such an ass of yourself for someone that claims to be so happy with the decision? You can't possibly be. You spend more time talking about other people's situations than your very own. That's how I know a lot of y'all are not really happy. But you know what? Fortunately for y'all, you ain't gotta listen to shit I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep it change.
They don't leave you for someone better. They don't leave you for someone who's prettier. They leave you for someone who's easier.
To be with. To be with. See, a lot of y'all tend to leave that part out. You know, kind, sweet, caring, selfless, willing to reciprocate. Yeah, I'll leave you for that chick too. And the funniest part to me, the thing that I find hilarious about all of these videos from you so-called baddies, is instead of trying to clown the man for leaving you for the girl who ain't as cute as you, you never ask yourself why he left you for the girl who wasn't cuter than you. You never ask that question.
There was a time period where I made more money than John, and God had to really deal with me because I thought, well, I'm doing better than him. Like, I'm doing better than him financially. I'm solving problems better. And I treated my husband like he was a child, not like he was my husband. And he responded by acting like a boy. And I think we were married, I think it was probably our 4th year of marriage. And I remember I was in the shower and he said to me, you don't think John's a good head of the household, do you? And I said, no, I know he's not. And he said, you think you can do it better? I said, I'm doing it better. He said, it's a yoke to you, Lisa, but it's a mantle to John. Throw it off. And I said, God, if I throw it off, nothing's going to get done.
It's a yoke to you.
But it's a mantle to John.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, throw it off. And I said, if I throw it off, nothing's going to get done. He said, John likes you doing it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do. And then I had a rewind of all these interactions where I had been demeaning with my husband. My husband would say, should we do this or this? I'd be, do this. And he'd be like, I think I'll do this. I'd be like, and it would be a disaster. And I'd be like, see, I told you not to do it. And I thought that would make him feel closer to me. But it actually pushed him away because men need to be respected and women need to be needed. But I elevated my need to be needed over his right to be respected. And so I remember I started crying when I saw how I'd acted. I was so heartbroken. And I wondered why we didn't have intimacy. It was uncomfortable when we prayed together. And I came out of the shower and I was crying. And I said, John, I am so sorry. I thought submission meant that if I agreed with you, we did it. And if I didn't, I fought you. And I said, I'll quit my job tomorrow. I said, I just want to be one with you. And John said, you don't need to quit your job, but I do think you need to quit thinking you're the source. And there's a big difference. You can work full time and know God's your source and you'll have peace. Or you can be a stay-home mom and think you're the source and you'll be stressed. So it's all about where you're attaching your source to. And I watched my husband go from a boy to a man when I went from being his mother. I started being his wife, his bride, his woman who celebrated him, who spoke strength to his strength instead of attacking his weaknesses.
So this lady on social media says either you're going to be a husband or you're going to be a trick, right? And in my mind, I'm like, okay, then either you gonna be a wife or you gonna be a, feel me? You bitches don't get no pass. You mean? What do you mean? What do that make you? Call it a trick and he giving you money and you look at him like a trick, bitch. I always wanna holler his tricks. You gonna trick. Bitch, do you know the etiquette of what a trick contributes to? You is the problem. Cause y'all sit up here and talk about what ain't no good men out here and blah, 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 blah. Cause y'all always trying to put a man in the category of a trick. That's why it ain't none out here. But the truth needs to be said to you feel me? Cause y'all got the game fucked up. She's too gamed up, laced up for you bitches could never sit in the same space as me cause your mental Rolodex don't work correctly. Y'all not intellectually grasping the concept of what the y'all be talking about. Y'all just be talking.
What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course. A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is trash.
What do you mean?
But they're going to sit up in your face and tell you as the man that you have a lust problem. That you're weird. That you're dangerous. Who wrote this? Where in the world did this come from? What in the world?
Hold on, Tammy. I want you to say this, what you just said to me on camera to the people of social media land, okay? Can you repeat that? I know I just paused you because I wanted to pull the camera out because I need to get this documented, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Hold on. Okay, go ahead, say what you were saying.
I said that I am an anomaly. We were talking about how women are saying men have to make six figures or they got to be 6 feet tall or like all this stuff that, you know, makes them only be looking for like 1% of men worldwide, right? And I said I'm an anomaly. And not because I'm married. People get married all the time. Not even because I've been married for 24 years. I am an anomaly because I have been loved well. And you will be surprised how many women have never experienced being loved well, being respected well, being honored well by a man. So when you remove that, all there is to reach for is the 6 figures, the big house, the fancy car, the expensive bags, the trips, because I got to get something out of it. So when they don't understand that there is no value that can be placed on being loved well, they don't even know what it feels like. They don't even know what it looks like. So they reach for superficial things. Not to say you want somebody broke or you want somebody that has no, desire to do things for you. But I'm telling you, all of that without being loved well is whatever too.
So do you want to give me a thank you or a gift? Go ahead.
What do you mean?
You say.
I mean, absolutely. Thank you for loving me well, but I don't think it's not all because of me. It's the man you are. If you would have married, you would have loved her well. It's who you are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm just fortunate. I'm blessed.
You look blessed to me.
Blessed!
I love you.
I love you for it.
And this is exactly what I say. That's what a lot of us say, I think. This is a coping mechanism. Well, I want to get something out of it. I might as well get, if he ain't going to, I'd rather be crying in a Bentley than crying in a hoopty. If he's going to leave you, then get some land out of it. Get some real estate out of it. I don't want to go back to my girl. I want a man to go back to his boys and his family empty-handed, because that's what a real man would do. But for me, I don't want to go back to my girls and they say, well, we told you so. You should have married Chad. Yeah, he had a lot of money. His 6-pack. He was driving a nice car. He has a nice house. Go over to Chad and see if he wants you. Well, I don't think Chad is going to want me. I think he just wanted to, kind of sleep with me. I mean, girl, what you was telling me about your man, you probably need that. You're divorced now. You're divorced. You can go get whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to do. Be free. Be free to do whatever you want. That's what they do. Because they're not going to settle down. They're not going to reflect. They're not going to think about what they need to do to get what they're trying to get. They'll do it for the job. They'll do it for the boss man. They'll do it for their friends and their family. But they won't sit down and say, what is it that I need to do in this part of my life to get the result that I'm looking for? They'll say, you know what? I'll hire a matchmaker. Now, there's some people that do hire a matchmaker because they don't have time. But some of these women, or they have very little time. And so they're essentially saying, hey, some of these people I'm saying, they say, well, can you find me somebody that maybe looks like this and then present them to me? Basically, they're going through the vetting process is what they're trying to do. They're trying to have somebody that does this for a living, vet the person, then send them over and say, oh, okay, yeah, it seems like a pretty good person. Let's go on a date. But what modern women do is they tell the matchmaker how to matchmake. They tell the matchmaker, this is how you do your job. Huh? I've been matchmaking for years. I've successfully matched umpteen couples. I married myself. I actually met my person through this business. So I think I know what modern women try to get access to their database, the matchmaker's database, to see if there's any, I've exhausted the apps. I've exhausted the clubs. I don't want to go to the clubs anymore. I've exhausted singles mixers. I don't feel like going. I'm not going to do it at work. No men at church interest me, right? All of the men that do, they're married. I go to Home Depot. I go to Lowe's. None of the men there interest me. And the ones that do, they're already married and they have their kids and they don't really come out. I try to go to the gas stations. All of those men, good looking ones, already married, whatever it is. And the ones with money already married. So now I'm just trying to exhaust another database. I'm trying to look and pick through your database as a matchmaker because you must have some high value men in here. You must have some men that are 6 feet. I'm trying to tell you what I'm looking for. They go on Raya. Okay, since he's a celebrity, maybe I'm going to get a chance with him, only to be confronted with the reality that I am a celebrity. I don't want you. You might be cute, but you, in my world, come a dime a dozen. See how the tables turn? You see how they flip? So they do all of this stuff as a coping mechanism because they're not getting what they want. Well said.
I had a client, former client, and she made over $500,000 a year. Her job was very important.
A black woman?
And this is the ironic part. This was the part that threw me crazy. I believe it was her fiance. I don't know if they actually got married because we stopped training. Her job took her to another state.
Okay.
But they were going through issues and she was complaining that because he made less money than her. And significantly less.
Okay.
However, he made $200,000 a year. So there's not a lot of people on this earth that make that much money per year.
Especially not in our communities.
Yes. So to hear someone complain about somebody making $200,000 and them not being a match only for that really took me for a loop.
And that was the only thing that she was talking about was the money aspect. There was nothing else going wrong in the relationship.
Yeah. I mean, also, I am a trainer, so we talked, we didn't get to the detail, but from my understanding, she was attracted to him. He was smart, intelligent, obviously $200,000 a year. His position, he was important. It wasn't like he was this, the maintenance guy. No disrespect to any maintenance guys, because it's a great job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he was vastly successful. It just so happened they were in different industries.
Okay.
And one industry pays more than other. It just kind of like that. But she wasn't with it. And it just made me think, like, is there something with us that we kind of, our sisters don't look at our men the same way, or vice versa? Like, because that, I couldn't understand that for the life of me.
Disrespect from the American women, when it comes to the passport bros, you might ask, like, where did this start? Why is this going on? They say that they're dusty. They say they're losers. They're not worth keeping. So why are they speaking out about it? Well, it's because they're projecting. They are upset because they don't feel desired. Men are not approaching women or playing games with women like they used to. They've taken the red pill. They've woken up.
No.
And quite honestly, if I was a guy or if I had a son, I would advise him to go overseas.
Spitting. And I agree with her. If I had a son, at this point here in the States, I would advise him to go overseas too. Shoot, I want to go overseas to find me another woman. Now, this is not to say that I want to go to like Thailand or Indonesia or the Dominican Republic, because I've said this before, I'll say it again. I love black women. Now, I love all ethnicities of women because woman is woman. But I prefer to be with black women. So when I say overseas, I'm talking about like maybe Africa or somewhere where there's more melanated sisters, just without this westernized mentality. But yeah, she's absolutely right. Men are going over there because they're just tired of the American ways. They're tired of all this bitterness that American women display. Now, she kept it to black women, but it's not just black women over here. It's all women that's over here. I can't stress that enough. It's not just black. It's black, it's white, it's Asian, it's Hispanic, it's Indian. If you were born over here, or if you were just over here for a long period of time and you adopt that mentality, then you're cooked. I say this a lot in my videos, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's not just black women. It's all women over here. And this is the reason why you got all types of men going overseas to find something else. Now you just got black men going to Indonesia and Thailand and everything, and they getting with those women, and some of them are being happy. They find good relationships, but a lot of times they find out that those other cultures, those other races, they don't really align with them either. So they either getting set up or they come back over here or whatever, instead of just trying to find another black woman. But I think she's right.
You ain't lying.
I'm actively trying to have an because this couple is so good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but I'm like, us for it? Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's is like at least 10 inches.
She's talking about that, her friend's husband, about his 10-inch D, about how, you know, her husband's body is so hot. Does this sound like a woman that is into the man she married, that has any respect for the man that she married? Does this sound like a woman who's going to be loyal and faithful and devoted? Or does this sound like someone who's just hanging on to him because he's safe and is going to stray and do nasty stuff the first chance she gets?
You stand over here. All right. Any final questions between the two of you before we determine if there's a match? Don't make it no song question.
So, I want to know, what's the most toxic thing you feel like you've done in a relationship?
I'm not a toxic person, so I've never done anything toxic before, but you're scaring me. So what's the most
that was the
toxic
answer
thing?
I was looking for. So.
Oh, I'm like, what's the most toxic thing you've done?
Oh, I'm not toxic. I'm sweet. Yep, I'm looking for something very healthy. I'm looking for a good future with, building with my partner, being happy, traveling the world.
Makes sense.
We could be in matching pajamas by Christmas.
Hey, yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah. I like it.
So I'm going to ask my final question now to the two of you. Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
We got a match!
They both lying, first of all. And she most definitely gonna play with you, bro. You better start running.
Yep, he lying and she lying. They both toxic. Yeah. They both toxic. We gonna hear about it a little later on. They had that update thing. We gonna okay. All right.
Too many grown adult women wanting to be princesses instead of wanting to be a
wanna
queen.
be a queen.
And the reason you want to be treated like
Well,
a
y'all said it.
princess
That's what I'm saying.
is because you understand there's less responsibilities. The princess has less responsibility than the queen. These be grown ass women talking about princess treatment. Like, y'all don't grow the up and demand queen treatment. This is why there's such a concerted effort where you hear a lot of men talk about peace. And I don't think women truly understand when a man says he values peace. Y'all look at it as, oh, he don't want to handle me, or he can't handle me. Like, no, men have to go out into the world and we have to face a lot of adversity. The last thing we need is to come home where we think it's a safe space to verbally combat our woman. Like, this is why some men do step out, because maybe the chick, y'all, oh, she don't look as good as me, or she not as blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, but she provided him that peace, and that peace is way more valuable. And I think a lot of men are understanding that peace is way more valuable.
What?
I'm done.
What?
These men don't want to go on no dates. They don't want to buy no flowers. They don't want to do nothing special for you. They don't want to take you nowhere. They don't know how to treat you. They don't know how to talk to you. And somebody they want you to submit.
Ma'am, the original reason that men stopped doing all of those things is because y'all stopped submitting while we were still doing those things. You see how that works?
Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4". Only about 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship.
Well, he hasn't said anything else right now that's cause to say that he's a dictator, but go ahead and continue.
Right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself.
It is true that he should do that. He's trying to create space for her to feel good about herself. Basically, he's trying to give her a foundation. But the thing about a foundation is that it's a lot of times concrete. So it's hard. It's not gentle. Now, when you build on that foundation, then you're going to put carpet, you're going to put flooring, and then on that flooring, you're going to put a bed to which you can lay on. But the base level of foundation is rough. It's hard. So this thing about gently leading and stuff like that, I get where you're coming from. Essentially what I think she's saying is, I don't want no man hollering at me and screaming at me and verbally mishandling. I get it from that perspective, but you're about to start going off the deep end.
A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
He's right. Now, she made some valid points, but that stuff that she was talking about, he works hard to give her the life of her dreams. No, they're working together to fulfill, to reach their goals and their dreams. You don't like what he said because you didn't like his attitude. You didn't like his tone behind it. But the people who listen to Shira 7, they're going to say different. Who listen to Russell Hartley, they're going to say different from you. The people that continue to go to these dating coaches, that continue to go to these matchmakers, they're going to say different. They're going to say, oh, I'm looking for this man like this. I'm remembering one woman, she was on the phone with the matchmaker, and the matchmaker was trying not to laugh. Her standards and what she was looking for was ridiculous. So no, you're saying this stuff, you just don't want to agree with them.